What's going on? Welcome back to Father to Six. I am the General. Y'all got a good one today, y'all. We're going to talk about 5 things I wish I'd known before becoming a father. Yes. But before I start, let me tell you a little bit about Father to Six and what our mission is. One of our objectives in Father to Six is to stimulate thoughts and cultivate actions that positively impact fatherhood, manhood, family, humanity, and life. So let's jump right into it. 5 things I wish I'd known before becoming a father. So let me say this. Becoming a father is one of the most rewarding and fulfilling experiences a person can have. But it can also be overwhelming and filled with challenges. Just looking back on my journey, I ain't calling myself a vet, but, I've been in the game for 19 plus years as a dad. And I still got a lot to learn. A whole lot. But, just looking back on my journey as a father to 6 kids, 3 girls, 3 boys, oldest is 19, youngest is 6. There's several things that I wish I had known before embarking on the journey of fatherhood. Let's start with these 5 things right here. Number 1, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help, yo. Like, as a new father, you think you can do everything. You know what I mean? You read all the pamphlets. I was the pamphlet guy. Every time I went to the doctor's office, I'm reading every pamphlet. Front to back, left to right, turn it upside down, fine print. You know what I mean? On the internet searching. Back then we had the internet, but reading books, watching shows. Now we got podcasts. You know what I mean? I'm preparing myself, but there's going to be some things that you don't even know. You ain't get prepared for. Some things that wasn't covered in the research that you did, or, dang, I didn't even know this could happen. It's all right to ask for help. Because as a new father, I was often overwhelmed, unsure on what to do. And that's common, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But I wish I'd known I can ask for help. And it's not that I didn't ask for help. It's the prolonging of asking for help. And I'm not talking about, how sometimes people they just go ask for help. I'm just going to ask them. No, I tried. And 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 I tried. But how many tries you going to try to do before you ask for help, bro? Because you know that little feeling inside where you're like, man, I need to be asking for help. And I'm not talking about ask for help every single situation. Maybe you might have to, but the things that you could do, you know what I mean? Don't be wearing your welcome out. But know that it's okay to ask for help. I wish I would have known that asking for help was just easy. And when I say help, we talking about advice and guidance from others also. Yeah, it could be assistance. You know what I mean? But advice and guidance, baby doing this or this going on, or I'm feeling this way. I'm going through this. Because that's part of help, right? Seeking support and guidance from others. The experience of others can be extremely helpful. Word up. You know what I mean? It saves you a ton of hours from being on the internet or on a book. You know what I mean? So asking for help is okay. Nobody thinks less of you because you're asking for help. People start to think more of you because you're utilizing your resources. You're utilizing the guidance and advice from other parents, those who may have a better idea than you, all for the betterment of your family. Let's go to number 2. Parenting styles. Parenting styles are different. Before I became a father, I already had in my mind what kind of dad I'm gonna be. You know what I mean? And this how it's gonna be. You know, I ain't got the picture. And for the most part, that picture is what it is today. But the styles of parenting is different because you gotta adapt to the child, to the children. You see what I'm saying? Because the style that you're parenting now at newborn to 3 may completely change from, 3 to 10. From 10 to 13, 14 might be one way. And then come, 13, 14 on up to young adult. It might be a whole different style of parenting. Yeah, it's still encompassing of who you are and what type of father and parent you want to be. But the style is different. Can you adapt to your children's way of learning? Can you adapt to the communication style of your child? Can you adapt to how they learn, how they pick up information, how to communicate effectively to them? Can you adapt to ensure that what you saying, what you teaching, your core values of your household and your family is sticking? Can you adapt to a way to make it stick? The styles of parenting is different. You got your partner, y'all done talked about how y'all gonna parent, and then the child get here and it's just a whole nother type of style of parenting, to include myself also. It happens. But can you be adaptive and flexible for the best interest of the family? Parenting styles are different. Before becoming a father, I had a certain idea of how I wanted to be a parent to my children, like I said earlier. However, I quickly realized that every family is different, and what works for one family may not work for another. So what I see my boy doing across the street, or how I grew up, that joint may not even work for my family. And then some people like, General, you got it going on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try that. That may not work for you either. You see what I'm saying? But it's important to be open to different parenting styles and to find out what works best for you and your family. I'm gonna say that one more time. It's important to be open to different parenting styles and to find what works best. The best works for you and your family. You know how men, we like it's our way or the highway. We got that mentality sometimes, especially when we get emotional. And when I say emotional, you may not show your outward emotion, but you know how you feeling inside. Like, I know this ain't about to go down. I know she ain't say that. I know he ain't say that. Or I know, Mom Dukes is doing what? Okay, cool. Okay, it's all right. And I understand, like, y'all being on the same page. Mom and dad being on the same page when it comes to parenting. But the style of parenting can and will be different. It changes. Number 3, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. As a new father, I was often worried about making mistakes and not being perfect. A perfect dad. What's a perfect dad? Let me tell you what a perfect dad is. Perfect dad is a dad who do their best. They show up. They do what they need to do to raise their kids. That's a perfect dad. The dad that's for that child. I'm there. I'm doing my best. And every day I strive to be better than the day before. So it's okay to make mistakes. You know what I mean? It's important to be kind to yourself and to remember that no one is perfect. Don't beat yourself up. It's important to be kind to yourself and remember that no one's perfect. Because you don't want to set that example from the beginning, from Jump Street, that you beat yourself up all the times, and guess who's watching? The kiddos is watching you beat yourself up all the time. And guess what they start to do? Beat themselves up when things ain't going right. Things ain't looking all bright. One thing you could teach them is it's okay to make mistakes. And I'm talking about mistakes, not negligence. Okay? Not procrastination. Not, yo, you just did that just because you're lazy. I'm talking about mistakes, things that was unintentional. It's okay. Number 4, your relationships will change. Your relationships will change. Your relationship with your homeboys, your homegirls, it's going to change because you ain't going to be out there every weekend, every day, wherever you do, doing the same lifestyle you used to do, club night. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about for the whole, you know what I mean? Because I'm just talking about for me, my experience. I need to be at home. I'm trying to see what's going on. You know what I mean? I love my kid. I just love being around and helping out and, you know what I mean? The dad life, you know? Becoming a parent changes the dynamic of any relationship. You may not be working like you worked before. You may not be on the phone or doing your normal activities like you normally did before. Your relationship with your partner may change because your priorities are different now. The priority is the family, the child, the children. But let me tell you what's the most important thing to be prepared for relationship changes. Communication and understanding are key to any healthy and strong relationship, especially with your partner. Especially with your partner. And I say partner interchangeably because you know what I'm talking about. Communication. Moms, if you listening to this, you gonna get overwhelmed. But tell dad, can't read your mind. Tell him, hey, yo, I need you to do this. Can you fix me some bottles? You know what I mean? Matter of fact, can you just make sure the bottles is done every morning or whatever the case may be? Hey, I need to get in the shower. Go ahead, can you grab baby real quick? Hey, on your way home, can you do such and such? But same thing for dad, you know what I mean? Hey, what can I do? Let me step up. Maybe you, the dad, is, doing more than, and start feeling, overwhelmed. Speak up to wifey. Communication, but when I say communication, make sure we got healthy communication. Because we can have resentment, we can have anger, you know what I mean? We could just be going through a lot and then it just come out wrong. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And when I say it's crazy how things can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Shout out to Drake. But if you utilize and you prepare for that by sharpening your communication skills, sharpening your listening skills, which is part of communication, and your understanding, those are key to maintaining a healthy and strong relationship, especially with your partner, especially with mom, dude, especially with hubby. Last but not least, number 5. It's important to prioritize self-care. I'm gonna say it again. It's important to prioritize self-care. And when I say prioritize, I'm maybe your self-care can't be number 1 all the time. I get it. But is it even on the list? Is it even on the list? Because one thing I've noticed with me, during my journey, I could put everybody and everything on the list and then just forget about myself. I'm just doing the bare necessities for myself. Hygiene, grab a bite to eat, and then back on the grind. Yeah, it's going to be times like that. But how long it's going to be? You're going to be running rampant for like 3, 4, 5 years, 7 months straight, 3 months straight. And when I say self-care, I'm not just talking about like, yo, let's go to the range. Let me go to the bar, get a few drinks. Let me go do this. It might be that, but I'm not saying it's that, because everybody's different. Being a parent is demanding and is an exhausting job. Yeah, it's rewarding, but it's it requires a lot. It's important that you make time for your self-care, whether it's just taking a few minutes every day for yourself. What that might look like when I pull into the driveway, I'm gonna sit there for about 5-10 minutes. Kind of gather myself. You know, I'm gonna take an extra 5-minute shower, longer shower. You know what? I'm gonna get the kid. One thing that was really helpful for me and mom when we were together was setting a schedule for the kids. A bedtime 8 o'clock. Why? Because I said so. I'm the boss. I'm in charge. And you know, it's not always 8 o'clock on the dot. You know what I mean? Especially you got little kids. They got to use the bathroom. They got to get up. They got to ask questions. You know what I mean? You got to go back and double check until you get on routine with this, right? And then now everybody to bed at 8 o'clock. So from 8 to 9, you know what I mean? It could be my time together with me, or me and wifey, me and hubby. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's just watching a show. Let me catch the General and Father the 6 real quick. I'm gonna watch that episode because I know they ain't too long. And if they are, the kids asleep, I can enjoy it. You know what I mean? Let me turn to Netflix real quick. Let me get a nice book. Let me talk to wifey or hubby. You know what I mean? Till we go to sleep like we used to do back in the day. You know what I mean? So, and that's called scheduling time too. You see what I'm saying? Are you scheduling regular self-care activities for yourself? And sometimes you may not be able to do it daily, maybe weekly. You know what I mean? On my day off, I'm gonna make sure I go get some pancakes. I'm gonna just take a drive. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna walk through the neighborhood. I'm gonna find a local park and walk in the park. I've done all of these things. Spend time with myself. It's important to take care of yourself in order to be the best parent you can be for them. Then you showing through example self-care, self-love. You showing the kids like, then, you know, hey dad, what you did today? I went to the park. I was just enjoying the trees. You know what I mean? And I went to the game, or you know, I went to the bar. You know, I went this place. They had to be going places. Okay. Yeah, because I needed some time to myself, you know what I mean? And it's okay to tell them that, you know what I mean? And it's important about what you say and how you say it too. It's important how you say it, and explain to them like, yo, yeah, you need some time for self-care. Let me tell you what self-care is and some things that I do for self-care. You see what I'm saying? And start teaching them this from a young age so they can get used to caring for themselves later on in life. It's not as difficult to do it because routine is already starting. Maybe you could start like a self-care day for the family, where from on Sundays, from, you know what I mean, from sunrise to noon is self-care. You see what I'm saying? We all gonna spend our times separately, and we're gonna do our thing, you know what I mean, self-care thing. And I'm just making this up right here, you know what I mean? So self-care, be the example. Father the 6, 5 things I wish I've known before becoming a father. You know, this is good. And I'm gonna do a part 2 coming through. Hit me up on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, yep. And I know I missed something. Patreon.com/FT6. Patreon.com/FT6 for more exclusive behind the scenes content, more in depth. All right. Appreciate your support. Share this message with someone. Share this message with someone because someone can use this information. And like I said, this is things I wish I'd known before becoming a father. You see what I'm saying? So this is not just only for dads or people. It is for people who are not dads. These are for people who are fathers too. Because you're like, man, I can use some of this stuff right here. So look out for part 2, Father to 6. I am the general. Love, light, life. Always.